WCU Health Services will begin administering COVID-19 vaccines on January 19th right here in the Byrd Building. The new statue, designed by John Hare, one of the most premier sculptors in the nation, is designed to be more fierce. But students say they miss the old catamount. The North Carolina General Assembly has decided to announce more than $100 million in grants to WCU for a new engineering building. But many are left wondering, where are they going to build it? Renter beware. For many students, the transition from residence hall to apartment building can feel like a dream, but that dream can quickly turn into a nightmare when things like pest infestations, flooding, poor, often unresponsive management become common. As a student, I've spent a lot of time in common rooms just like this one. Whether it's RA-sponsored events or I'm working with classmates on class projects, these spaces are designed for group settings. But at UNC Wilmington, for over 90 students, these spaces have been converted into living spaces. Public four-year university enrollment rates have risen by more than 11% since 2021. Because of this, many UNC system schools have been forced to find alternative housing solutions for many of their students. This places a massive stress on admissions and residential living offices, as seen throughout the UNC system. In 2022, North Carolina A&T was forced to place 100 students in a hotel. In 2023, UNC Charlotte was forced to relocate about 450 students to temporary housing. But they weren't alone. The University of North Carolina Wilmington saw their own housing problem in the fall of 2023. Simply put, the school didn't have enough space for the number of students they let in. This left Kevin Meany, Director of Housing and Residential Life at UNCW, in a tough position. The solution for Meany and his staff? Convert common areas and TV lounges into housing spaces.
Listen, it's not ideal by any stretch of the imagination.
Meany says in a typical year, admissions offices see a melt in the number of students after July 4th. But for UNCW, that melt never occurred.
In our first year class, which was 2,600 residents, we only had 30 no-shows the first weekend, and 28 of them actually ended up coming the Monday and Tuesday before classes. So we only had two no-shows.
To provide context on the admissions side of the issue, I talked with WCU's Director of Undergraduate Admissions, Mike Langford. Langford said the admission process isn't as simple as just getting applicants and hoping for the best.
It is a numbers game. It's not an exact science. Enrollment is never just pinpoint.
Langford says many admissions offices like WCU's use formulas or data to predict patterns of student enrollment. In UNCW's case, the formula just didn't work in 2023. Because of that, Meany was caught off guard, along with students and parents. Meany said, in hindsight, UNCW should have been talking with families about the possibility of alternative housing as far back as the summer.
You should be talking about whatever you call it. I call it overflow housing. You should be talking about it during first year orientation if you do a summer orientation. You should be saying things like, hey, if we're oversubscribed, understand that we may go to a system where we're using lounges, we're using, because it's the ethical thing to do, it's the honest thing to do, but also it helps prepare people.
Meany said UNCW wasn't hiding the issue, they just simply weren't prepared for it. The issue at UNCW has not yet been resolved. As of October 3rd, 93 UNCW students were still living in converted common spaces, but Meany says he and his residential staff at UNCW are actively working to find a place for students in normal residence hall rooms. Every year, professional sports teams and Power 5 programs unveil their teams through mini-series and documentaries. For film and television production student Aiden McGinnis, bringing that form of entertainment to WCU was at first a dream that he turned into a reality. A look behind the scenes of a sports team can develop a new appreciation for fans and critics alike. But what does it take to get a peek behind the curtain? We the Cats is a student-led docu-series following the Catamount football team through their successful 2023 season. The 10-student production crew for the series is led by director and co-producer of the project, Aiden McGinnis. McGinnis, a student in the film and television production program, is also the creator of We the Cats. In 2021, McGinnis began working as a videographer for the football team. He says the changes that happened within the team and the team's culture inspired his drive to create the docuseries.
I could tell that there was just something different about this team, and I could tell the culture was changing, and in my head I was like, wow, this would be a really cool thing to document.
McGinnis knew the potential of a project like this, but he needed a title.
don't know, you always gotta think about the title. The title always has to be the first thing you think of. So there was one night I was just like laying in my dorm and I was like, man, what would the title of this be? I was like, I have to put "we" in there. What would I do?
While at a game, something caught McGinnis's eye. The retro "The Cats" logo on the side of a player's helmet sparked something. From there, We the Cats was born.
It's a close one. I told y'all.
In the beginning stages of creating the project, McGinnis thought it would be a small production.
I thought it was gonna be a couple episodes of following the football team.
As word spread throughout the athletic department, We the Cats became a full production. One of the reasons the production crew continues to produce episodes is because the popularity of the series. The first episode amassed nearly 4,000 views on YouTube. The viewership and appreciation McGinnis and his crew continue to receive from the Catamount community has helped him look toward his future career.
It gives me confidence in finding a job after school, because this is something that I have really wanted to do, and it's something that I want to go into in the future.
Through all the all-nighters McGinnis and his crew have worked through to get these episodes out, he still takes time to appreciate the journey.
This is something that I will take with me forever.
With the Catamounts clawing their way into the win column, it seems that playoffs are on the horizon. I asked Aiden the burning question that many fans were wondering: will he continue We the Cats into the playoffs? Fans can rest assured he did give me a resounding yes. Reporting for We TV, I'm Liam Bridgeman.